And we're recording.
You sure this time?
Yes, I can meander past everybody now to get my names.
Actually, the big question is, was it my old lady that actually just forgot to record? Or did things actually corrupt?
We got 13 seconds of footage, and then it corrupted.
Okay.
But those 13 seconds had really good audio quality.
Okay.
So I got good mics.
Alright, okay.
I had the same question myself, because she's like, hey, look at this shortcut we got.
Exactly.
Well, I tried the shortcut later, and it still worked. So I was like, alright.
So I told her, I go, if you fuck this up, there's going to be some domestic violence going on.
We do not condone
domestic violence. Censor alive.
About that.
Alright, welcome to Gamble This.
Take 2.
Episode 3.5.
Take 2.
Flip the cassette deck over.
We'll start with guest intros.
I'm Alec Lindgren. I have the glorious Rotbox 96 two-wheel drive 7.3, the one-wheel wonder, and soon to be possibly a Jeep Cherokee.
Good choice, good choice.
I'm Tyler Woodstruck. I have the 93 BMW, and I'm working on an 04 F-150, and I also coordinate the Adirondack side of the New York Gambler.
Zach Petrie, drive the white Super Freak, the lifted Saturn, and most recently that terrible Crown Vic that doesn't go anywhere, it gets stuck in its own way.
Nowhere. Matt Wans, and we got the doorless S10 last in the fall, the red, white, and blue Cherokee, and about that. New one. New one coming up.
The new one that looks like Milwaukee sponsored.
Yeah, the Milwaukee sponsored Cherokee. I'm still waiting on my check.
Yeah. Milwaukee Sawzall's not Milwaukee beer.
Yeah.
Either one would be great.
Yeah, just down the middle
they
and
both would work,
put one on each
right.
side.
Yeah.
Both of them were probably involved in the making of it.
Both were required.
So, how did you find out about the Gambler?
Oh, and I gotta remember how I made up a story last time.
On the spot.
I knew about the OG stuff originally, a few years ago from YouTube or Facebook, whatever. And then I think I just kind of accidentally stumbled onto the New York one. I think I was looking up and on like Facebook search or something, and it showed me the New York one, and I was like, oh well, maybe sometime I'll get to do it. So I kind of liked the page, and that was that. I did my first one in the fall last year.
I'll let you go before, because my story kind of follows yours.
Yeah, that makes sense. I found out from my buddy Mark Burge. Him and his buddy built the. What do they call that thing? I don't know. I can't remember what they call it. But they built that Grand Marquis.
Dirt chicken.
The dirt chicken. Yeah, I knew the chicken part, but I couldn't get the rest of it. And he kind of linked me to it a little bit. He knew Kevin a bit more than I did, and so I built my Super Freak for it, and thought that'd be a good time. And sure enough, it was.
So I found it from him. He posted his build of Super Freak about a week before the OG New York Gambler, and I had no time to build anything, otherwise I would have been there myself. But made a point to be there in the fall, and the rest is history.
I seen the videos of the Oregon one, and kind of decided, man, that would be awesome if we did something like that in New York. So I hopped on, started to make a Facebook page for Gambler 500 New York, and I go, oh shit, I guess there's already guys doing this. Awesome. So I joined along spring of last year.
I found out from a coworker, Nick, who was actually supposed to be here tonight. Thanks. We're at work, and he's like, oh, I gotta run to Walmart and get a bunch of distilled water for the Volvo for this weekend. And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm going gambling.
Distilled water. That's classy.
My shit's
This is just swamp water.
yeah, I can't afford that kind of water.
I was like, what's that? And he showed me, and then the next week or so, I just watched videos upon videos about it, and I was like, I need to get in on this. And then I built the Toyota for the spring, and just kind of kept driving it since then.
So were you at the first one or the so
I started the
I don't
second
know.
one.
I don't know much before what happened before the spring.
Okay,
So
he went to the first one. I saw his build.
I'm an OG.
I had no time to get a car together in
how
less
many guys?
than a week.
How many guys were at the first one?
It was not a bad turnout, to be honest with you. The Do It For Dale guys were there. They were driving a ratty Mountaineer, which was...
Every mountaineer.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, there was a good group of guys. You know, we went down there, and there was one campfire, and we partied to that, and damn near all night. It was a pretty good time. And it probably was 30 cars there or so, maybe
That's
a few more.
what I heard,
Yeah.
30 cars. And of
Nice.
course, I made it to the fall one. We were actually in the process of building 2 cars, the BMW and the lifted 5GT, which didn't get done until a year later. But we made it down there with the BMW. Thing went great, but I think there was 30 there again for the fall. Of course, that's when my wheels started turning and ice started taking over.
It's unfortunately I haven't had a chance to do anything Southern Tier yet, you know. So I was really looking forward to that, but yeah, I've only done two Adirondacks, and I missed the Frozen Nuts. So
Frozen Nuts was a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
sure.
ones on the screen is definitely more, a little more punk rock, a little smaller, but still a hell of a time.
it really pissed me off because I bought the red Jeep and bought the tires and bought chains and like prepped myself for I'm building this for Frozen Nuts, and then the snowstorm came and I absolutely had to work. There was no getting out of it, you know.
Yeah.
Tow truck driver, you're fucked, you know. So I got at least I got a bunch of nice stuff now that's unused.
Yeah. You get to use it in the spring.
Yeah.
What's unused about the Jeep?
Oh, she's a Class A vehicle. It's going on my new used car lot. For only $2,500 down and $75 a week for 3 years, you can own that beauty. 0% interest though.
Oh, yeah,
we don't
hope
screw,
so.
We don't screw people.
That's the selling point.
That's right.
Sounds like those like Uncle Sam's used car lots that have like the middle of nowhere that have like 20 or like 3 cars.
Now you have a name for it.
So I am actually looking into starting a buy here, pay here car dealership. Pretty much anything that's a hair too nice to be a gambler is going to go on the lot. And I'm thinking like blue collar auto sales, like you know,
You'll probably have plenty of trades to gamble with.
or maybe like this will, you can make it home. There's no guarantees beyond that.
I feel like that's what we should call the car show on Friday night at the Gambler. Uncle Sam's used car lot. You'll have a variety.
Yeah.
And they're all quality American vehicles.
That's right.
You won't find another one like any of them.
Custom.
We'll find what's left of them.
End of the weekend, we'll just make a used car lot out front. Anything not gone by Sunday night goes to Tyler's house.
Well, actually, I came back empty in the fall. I did sell everything. So,
Yeah, between my yard and my buddy's yard, they're starting to look like a used car lot. We had 2 of them from the spring that we gave away in the fall.
well, here's the thing: is half the reason is I just want to get into the auction. You know, just get into Copart and IAA and help out whoever. But anything that wouldn't go on a lot. But there's plenty of awesome deals that you just can't get.
You can buy as a consumer, just not in New York.
Go figure.
I have a Pennsylvania set up one.
There we go.
Yeah. So that means you're going to start importing the clean cars for us, right?
Yeah.
We did a few years ago when we ran a small car lot, and it works well, but they're too nice to gamble. That's the problem, because they actually don't have rust, or as long as you got some real
You
stuff.
can just get more gambles out.
Oh, here's the thing: is you
Sure.
you gamble the trade-ins.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
those
you
are
go.
Those are the real shit bikes.
Yes, the one convertible I took in that the top didn't go up. That would have been an awesome gamble.
You're going to get wet.
No, they're the guys that cut the roof off.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
true.
thing on?
Yes.
And that was the worst part. I
tried to
never
run
saw
it.
those
It
guys
just
again.
won't
They
drive.
ran that the Accord Amino or whatever it was. It was that cow
The
printed.
social justice police?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a
nice
cool
pictures.
ride.
That was pretty
They
awesome.
build a new one every time they come out.
Yeah. I just was disappointed not to see that thing again, but I could probably understand the structural integrity might have been compromised because
Yeah, they built another one for...
they were straight up helmets, goggles, scarves, full snowmobile suits if I remember right, because it wasn't real warm the first one that rolled through.
I hear they're going Euro theme this time.
Yeah. You know, I think I didn't see that.
There's nothing like not being able to fix your car on the trail.
Right. Or getting out real quick in case of fire.
It's kind of why I want to do bar doors on my truck. That way, if shit gets sideways, I can just bail.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at my 04 pickup right now. I got the window rolled down on the driver's side once. It doesn't roll down anymore. So, yeah, I gotta fix that too now.
Well, mine won't go up. You
So,
want
yeah.
to trade motors?
Yeah.
Swap about real quick.
Yeah.
Swap it back.
Funny thing is, I
swapping
have
it.
another
Yeah.
motor sitting in the back seat that's missing some pieces, but apparently they replaced it at one point. It still doesn't work.
I'm afraid that's what Matt's gonna find.
Those motors aren't bad to replace in this Cherokee.
Hey.
No, what's going to happen
Just
is there's
gonna
going to
hold
be a hole drilled with a toggle switch
you-
coming
you-
from that nice wiring pack I got right there on the dash.
What you might find in that window is what I found in the Grand Am. That window was held up with 2 inches of space with a 2x4. Just enough space, get a cigarette out it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I bolted a new regular on and the thing works like new again.
I've never done that.
It's like one of the used car guys that comes to the shop. He was like, I don't know why the window won't go down in this car. Took the door panel off. There's a 2x4 wedging it all the way up. And it's just like,
I don't know why I
that
fixed
might
it
be your
because the car's
problem.
about to snap in half, but I fixed it.
What we got next?
well, pretty sure it just went over build updates because Tyler brought up his 04. You brought up the new Jeep.
Pending my legal issues with the Super Freak, it'll be back. So
Oh boy.
that thing's way better off road than that Crown Vic ever thought about being.
It's one of the few OG gamblers still around.
Yeah.
Hasn't made everyone, but still
No.
an OG gambler.
Is the Jeep technically an OG?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. He was there. Absolutely. It was actually not a bad rig when he brought it the first time. It wasn't
He
a
is
lot.
the only one that's made every New York gambler
Yep,
with that
yep,
thing.
yep. Say Dutch comes real close second with that red, white, and screwed Focus. That's
Yep.
almost made everyone.
I think he's made everyone except for
You know what?
Frozen
That's
Up.
that's a pretty impressive car.
it really
Yeah.
is.
Dude, like
I ride with him damn near every time we go, and for a set of snow tires on a bone stock suspension and
no
he's
ground
not,
clearance.
No,
Like,
none.
that's what baffles me. Is the
Yeah.
car has 3 inches of ground
Yep.
clearance. Yeah, he's digging through ruts, and I'm like, how is this even
He
possible?
has ripped the
tires
oil
and wheels.
filter off of it.
Yeah, because I had to truck him all the way to freaking Watkins Glen to get another one for it.
Yeah, that thing's pretty awesome.
But he's got 4 tires on the roof and then a keg on the back,
Oh yeah.
and it goes everywhere as that my lifted Saturn goes. And it's like that's impressive.
He even did the grudge races with all that on the roof.
Yeah, he did too. That's the best part.
I still don't have anything. Well, I don't have anything running right now for the Gambler.
You got some builds in progress though.
There is an engine for the Jeep. It just needs to go in the Jeep.
Or in the back of it.
Put it in the back, trailer it up, finish it in the parking lot.
Wouldn't be the first time I finish my Gambler. Right? I'm still putting the winch on Saturday morning at
No,
a 7.3.
no,
You know,
no,
I just thought about that. I go, can I have your cylinder head? So I can bolt it to the hood of my Jeep.
I mean, it gives me an excuse to go to a newer cylinder head.
I mean, were you gonna use it?
I mean, if you want to bolt it to the hood, I guess I could use it as an excuse to get a new cylinder
There you
head.
go. All right, deal.
Well,
Supposedly the 2000 and up cylinder heads are better. So
You can use it for like front weight bias for the shocks, for
Yes,
the lack of
yeah.
shocks. Or, okay, all right.
We're
do you have any plans to fix that shock issue?
I told you. Well, the last one, we're $200 buy price. I'm probably $1,000 into it. I've done nothing to make it be any more reliable or drive any better. We got tires and a bunch of shit I really don't need. So,
You've had a lot of electrical stuff, but this thing has had how many electrical failures?
at least 5 or 6.
Okay.
So, sometimes it's just like, great, we're on fire again. You know?
So we take off with that out of his driveway, and we're going down the road, and he's got the thing wound into like second gear, I don't know, one of them. And he's like, yeah, he goes, you gotta wait for it to warm up. He goes, and then once it does, he goes, you'll feel it shift into third. He goes, then you can go back to drive in it. And I was like, so what happens if you don't? So he just mats the thing right there, and it fucking just revs right through the freaking trans, and then he lets back off, and the trans kind of fades back into it, and I was like, oh,
And then catch
oh.
a second again.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I guess.
But we were doing 60 in second gear.
Yeah.
And then, all of a sudden it boom, you know.
Yeah, it
Your
warms up and it
ship's
goes
in,
into gear, and
then you're good until it gets cold again.
All right.
so you're saying we gotta go through that again when we leave?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, were you going 80 to keep the fires out? Is that the whole point?
Well, you see, while that was happening, I was like, is there like a heat source like behind the seat? Because I'm feeling all this heat come up from like the seatbelt area across it. I was like, if that melts, I'd like the seatbelt off, I guess. You know, I'm really not sure what's going on.
Well, the funny
here.
part is like he gets in and he's buckling up, and I'm like, I guess I might as well too. And like we're driving around, seatbelt unbuckles, it's going across. I'm like, oh damn it, plug it back in. You can rip on that thing as hard as you want, it ain't coming off. Yeah, you're just driving down the road again, and it's just like it just unclips and just pulls back. It's like whatever. I need to put a weight on it to keep it down.
He goes, I don't have
Zip ties.
many passengers in here. I was like, I can see this.
The thing's a billboard for Gambler 500
It
New
is.
York.
It is. You know, you have to keep a lot of shit in your vehicle because if you break down, you need to barter a way to get home or, you know, to set like trade for a tow. You know, so it's like, hey, I need a tow back. You want this?
Old pizza?
Yeah, you want this old pizza and like this Milwaukee drill. Like, I mean, I'm actually sponsored by them. Take it.
That's how we can get their sponsorship. Just we use it as bartering.
Yeah.
And then everybody ends up with your tools.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a good way to do it.
I got thoughts of maybe I can get him to donate a few saws off.
Ugh.
I wonder who could get the most random company to sponsor something in the Gambler.
That sounds
I
fun.
don't know. Do you guys want to try for it? I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
that would be
You
interesting.
do it soon enough, we'll get him on. We'll get him on the web page.
So here's the
Facebook
thing.
page. We'll get him on the t-shirts.
I've actually bought so many sets of Tread Right tires. I'm actually an affiliate for them. So every time someone clicks my link, I get $50 or something. You know.
I would think Harbor Freight would probably be a pretty good.
Yeah. But I've actually talked to him numerous times and about the Gambler and shit, and I haven't gotten them to send me any tires yet. But they're like, we could probably work out something with some decals or something.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start small.
Work out some decals. maybe a discount if you're
exactly.
a New York Gambler.
So
Use promo code Gambler500.
yes,
Like I said, yeah. If you get a discount code, I'll throw their name. I'll throw their logo or name on the t-shirt.
that's right, man. So
Give them some exposure.
I'll chat with him.
Too bad now a lot of people run diesels. I can have my buddy's diesel shop sponsor.
You'd be the only one getting a sponsorship.
It works out for him though.
For sure.
Hey, do they have a few junk diesel engines? We could throw in some random junk car.
4BT and a Sentra.
Yeah,
I do need some more
picking
torque.
them up from Georgia, but
So I'm cleaning out my brother's S10 for the guy who comes and buys it earlier, and my brother actually carries a cannonball around with him. A legitimate 20-pound fucking cannonball he got at an auction or something.
Well, you never know when you're going to need a cannonball.
So
Is he waiting for the red coach to invade again?
here's the issue: is it just rolls around inside of his vehicle? I'm like, you know, if you get in an accident, that fucker's coming through the back here. So finally, I go, all right, maybe we should weld this to a plate and we'll make a hood ornament out of it. So I got him kind of convinced. So.
Once again, more front weight bias.
Yeah.
You guys have probably seen my hood ornament on the BMW, haven't you? It's an old wrench I found on the trail by my house.
Yeah.
Yes, I think
And I welded a face into it. And I just call it Rusty. Everyone gets a look at that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. The welding wire they made the face out of is still holding up through all these winters in rust.
Wow.
someone needs to find one of those little mini cannons that fires 10 gauge rounds. I want to put that. That would actually be really good for my truck because I named mine after the pirate ship.
Well, you guys have heard about the OG with the bowling balls, right?
Yeah, you know what?
Like you're the winner, they smash your window with a bowling ball.
So here's the thing: is I posted the Jeep after I put the decals to the Cherokee page, and I actually got several pissed off people because my Gambler is too nice, and they said I should get the bowling ball trophy, and a bowling ball smashed through my rear windshield, my rear window. Because it's too nice. I go.
They obviously haven't ridden in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Or heard about the fires.
Well, everyone's like, "Oh, that's a real clean, nice." I go.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
The 6 inches I cut off and
Exactly.
above are decent from afar. You get close to it, it doesn't look that good anymore.
No.
You know.
I'm personally not a fan because we got people who are coming back five gamblers or so. Like you throw
Yeah.
bowling ball to the wind,
Yeah.
it kind of defeats that.
Well, I mean, Dutch had that. What was that? That Dodge Ram. Freaking, they were kind of running around on the trailer, and he doored him or something like that, and broke the window right out of the side of the. He goes, I might put another door on it, and I go, don't bother. I go, just kick the dead on, if I can put another piece of glass in, you're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know about a bowling ball, maybe like a potato or something.
Well, I have a cannonball, so
You
That's what it's
gotta find a use for that.
yeah.
We'll build like a medieval trebuchet.
with permission of the car's owner.
Why didn't our fall run come with some kind of pumpkin chucking contest?
Yeah, that would have been
There you
awesome.
go.
Like something bolted to your ride that can.
We could.
Shoot a
I know Kevin did have, and I thought about doing it. Kevin had extra points if you pick up a squash or a pumpkin.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And,
Yeah.
and then they did pumpkin bowling.
Oh, nice.
So maybe we'll do.
So you gotta
Well,
find a nice
I don't know if I'll
round
be
one.
doing the fall run this year, or Kevin will be. Maybe we'll have something like that again in the fall.
3,500-pound winch pulling this thing back and like.
The best part was, like, on one of the runs there that Kevin had, it was, stop and get a squash or a pumpkin or something like that. So I can only imagine that somebody had this roadside stand set up, and then they had a car sitting out there, and it had like a dash cam on it. And I was like, I can only imagine what that looks like when all these gamblers roll up.
Well, here's the thing: is like
Freaking beat up cars with spray paint down the sides of them, mailbox hood scoops show up, and
You guys
freaking
told me we were gonna get one. We
people
just never had
freaking
time to go
$2.
pick
Yeah,
one up.
yeah,
here's the thing: they sell 3 squash a day normally.
yeah.
The next thing you know, one day they sell like 85.
I'm not gonna lie, I showed up there, it was pretty picked over, so.
What you gotta do in the spring is whoever can find apples.
Well, apples are fall.
Apples would be fall.
Yeah, but it's harder in the spring.
You forgot to take the sticker off this one. Oh, oops! Yeah, I found that.
Found a real nice bag of these in the woods.
There's a bear there too.
Bear wasn't too happy when I took his apples.
So I kicked him in the nuts and I ran.
I feel like that'd be
I'm trying to come up with good bonus points for
We had a pretty
spring.
good idea last week with the just who could bring the most obscure mini bike go-kart contraption, and then
Yeah.
just do a parade of those around the track.
Yeah,
Because I've got that trike. I could also get
I'm sure we could do a little preview of the mini bike gamble that's
an old Harley
supposedly coming
Davidson
up.
golf cart that I could put an 1100 on and send.
If I got the time, I got that turbo shopping cart. Everything's sitting there. It's just gotta be put together.
That's gonna end terribly.
I think we
Oh,
have,
my plan is to blow the first engine up because I got 3 more sitting
I
there.
might have to get on a mobility scooter and start messing with those again.
Yeah.
do any of you guys have a different plan for how you're going to do the next game? So we've done it 2 ways. The first time we did it, we were very strict to this. This is here's the coordinates. We're going to go one by one by one. I don't know. We probably knocked up the first 30 or something each day, and they were full long days. In the fall, we were like the first day we got a late start, and then we got stuck behind
hungover
some
anyway.
asshole. And then we didn't get maybe 250 miles the whole weekend on the Jeep, which was a little bit upsetting. But I don't know. I think so. Then day 2, we decided, what? Screw this. We're gonna jump right to the first death track.
Yeah.
And go get ahead of the crowd, so we're not just sitting there for. It is a little boring, when you're sitting there for an hour.
The Crown Vic needs help to get
waiting
through,
for Crown Vics to get out of the way, I'm posting up signs this year. I'm gonna go around day before, like a picture of a Crown Vic with a fucking X to
It's not coming back. I can guarantee you that.
Let's see. My plan for the next game, and this is what worked best for me, frozen nuts. I did the first one, navigating the whole time with driving with a navigator didn't do anything. So I did the next one. I'm like, I'm just gonna follow someone else who's gonna navigate and just have fun, be in the middle of the pack. I mean,
Yeah.
we were in a
But
one-wheel drive
that's-
Volvo, but that worked great for us. We just had a great time just bombing the car through those. We didn't care about how many checkpoints we hit. We just wanted to hit dirt roads.
Yeah.
Well, that was our thing. Like, we wanted to hit as much. Like, we wanted to get in as much fun stuff as possible. Because when you had this much time and invested into it, it kind of sucks if you only hit one good mud hole,
Yeah.
and the rest is like some dirt roads.
I mean, that's why I made it kind of choose your own. You don't. I put them in order. So like, you want to do a loop, you can do a loop. You can
Yeah.
do it in whatever order. You can skip what you want. You can find your own road. It says I don't suggest certain roads because
Yeah.
we had one guy go by himself, find a road I left off specifically because there was almost no recovering there. Thankfully, they got themselves out. And this was in I forget if it was a Horizon or something similar. It was a two-wheel drive car on this
Yeah.
road.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. We kind of ran into a similar issue with the Fall Gambler. I number one had my colander for a fuel system. So once that was fixed up, patched, we had to. I met up with the rest of the group I was rolling with, and then we ran into the problems where the Golf blew out its whole front suspension, and then we had to back out of Jerusalem Hill, and that took a while because I had no steering column, and
You backed out of that?
yeah.
I didn't think you could turn around and go like back out.
There was no room to turn around. When
No,
we
there
were.
was, yeah.
Because I was stuck in between the hill, the first hill in Jerusalem Hill, and then the Golf. So I had to back up.
Because he broke the suspension
Yeah,
in that.
yeah.
And my
Just broke the
steering
radiator
column.
first bumping that, and I decided to take the Crown Vic and all four dudes down that with the Crown Vic. Cause
Yeah,
that was a great idea.
I didn't have a steering.
Definitely one of the roughest roads I've put on my Gambler.
No, that was horrible.
Yeah, my steering column was disintegrating, so I had an idea of holding the wheel straight, but the truck went
He's gonna do
whatever
all
way
the
it
things.
wanted.
Yeah.
So the next day, we were down the Golf. They had left in the morning they didn't want to stay. They had stuff to do, whatever. So me and the Subaru with the brake caliper spacers on it, or brake rotor spacers, we just ended up. We went to a couple of. We started following the coordinates, but then we're like, let's get a couple death trucks in because we didn't really get any in yesterday. So we kind of just skipped ahead and went to one that I think that's probably where I ended up with a crack in my fuel tank because there was the one. I guess we went the wrong way on it, and it was just it was just like a mile straight of just mud. Because it was kind of hammer down, get to a dry spot, hammer down, dry spot.
Did that one start out pretty decent?
It was easy, and then all of a sudden we got to a huge mud part. And the guys with the I think they had like an Isuzu Amigo or something like that. They were coming the other way, and they're like, "Yeah, you shouldn't go this way."
Oh, yeah, they had
I know
rodeo.
that- I know that
Yeah,
rodeo.
rodeo.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's white. I'm pretty sure that's White Road. I hiked that thing in March in the spring.
Yeah, I bet that was
In
mud
the,
underwater.
in the middle of the night, no, it was frozen snow.
Oh, okay.
But we scouted that thing on foot in the middle of the night. It was like a 7-mile hike out and back to my truck.
We need to stress the importance of people buying tow bars.
Yes.
Tow bars,
Any recovery point.
yeah, and especially if you have a car, have a good recovery point. Something that's going to last me. You being drugged miles through the woods, you know.
And not something that you have to crawl underneath.
Yeah, because
in mud to get at.
Are you
Something
guys
that's
like
easily
all directing this
accessible.
at me? Because
yeah,
all we had was a toe strap in the front arm and that Crown Vic, but luckily Lewis, pulled us through most of the way with that, all-wheel drive Astro Man. So
Yeah, I will say.
put a toe hook on your shit.
I had recovery points. I had the whole bar on the front of the BMW, which I pulled with mounts sometimes. There's only 4 bolts holding it on, but it works.
Better than nothing.
Then I got the factory recovery on the rear bumper. Well, apparently we broke that at the Night Gambler, so we had nothing to. After we broke the bumper, we had nothing to pull it by, and I still had to get pulled out. So I had to crawl underneath that car to get a decent tow point.
Every time.
just tow bars are so great. You can use them to push someone else forward if they have a ball hitch. You can drag people through, or if your shit just breaks down, you can take it. It's easier to haul it back than a guy sitting there,
I
pulling the
think-
brake pedal.
I think on episode 4 they were talking about a Caterpillar. Just everyone hooked together with tow bars.
Yeah, that was we had the white Jeep hooked to the back of our S10, pushing the Subaru Impreza through a 1.5-foot mud hole,
It's not a bad idea.
8-wheel drive, shoved it through.
Yep.
Absolutely,
You're either pushing
awesome.
or pulling, whichever one has.
That's
traction.
right, and it pushed it on through, and it was the absolute best upgrade because we would have been really screwed. They were in the
That's also
worst
how you
spot.
got it there.
Yeah.
That is my favorite story from that run.
And you missed it going down the road was the worst part because he left from work and it was like
I saw
he
the
showed up with
video.
his S10. Yeah, so you saw the video of him probably with his foot hanging out the
Yeah.
freaking door driving down the road because I was done the same
and
thing.
that with no doors with how many cylinders down,
Oh, at least
towing
three.
towing the Jeep up 81.
Yeah. Oh man, just it misfired so bad. You had like a quarter throttle that was okay. Anything over that just popped and banged, and
Just made noise.
It
Yeah.
made it all the way there.
it made a noise. But like the engine would rev but nothing actually happened, you know. But
I can't tell you how many times I expected to see you with the rollback because I was on my way up.
Still recording.
oh, we'll just come back next weekend.
Yeah, right. And we're seeming to
I
make it a
won't be
weekly
here.
thing nowadays.
Okay, we're still recording.
Still corrupting?
We're gonna re-corrupt it. Oh, Nick just messaged me back.
Oh, of course.
Oh, is that coming?
Tell me
He's out
just
front.
finished up.
Yeah.
Text me when you're in the driveway. I'm in the driveway. Yeah, we're actually just done.
Yeah, we just. Actually, we'll do a live look-in while we're.
Actually, that thing's his Volvo is pretty mean. That thing's a trooper.
Yeah,
You know?
that thing's stout and still going.
A red
surprisingly.
and black Volvo smashed into a tree, pulled out,
That
daily
Within a
drive.
within a week of the was it spring game?
Yeah.
because we had just got it back together, and I was like, if you total it, I'm gonna kill you. I get a text message the next day. Total, but still runs. I was like, come on.
What
Pulled
was
it up
more
on my-
impressive was the fact that they powered it back out and back together decent enough before he even left
Yeah.
Kevin's.
And then he put a 2x4 under the rear bumper. And I'm like, that's gonna do something. I was like, the damage is already done. Just forget it.
Oh. And then of course the last few weeks is 940 Chronicles.
940 Chronicles. Yeah.
Every day something else was breaking on that.
Fix this, but this broke. Fix this, but this broke.
Yeah, I never actually really paid much attention to Volvos until this whole gambler thing.
yeah.
And
They're tough.
they are just tough
like-
as hell.
I was surprised. Like I built that one for the Frozen Nuts for Ed. I mean, I originally found that one for him, linked it to him. It was near him. He went and picked it up, and then we built it in 2 days. And what that thing went through in Frozen Nuts was just impressive. We didn't get near what we wanted to get done with it, but
One up the hill better than a 7.3, I can tell you that much.
hey, that's the only part I drove on that thing. It took me, after we got stopped on the ice. It took me 3 attempts. And I got most of the way up that hill.
That road was about 90% ice.
I will say that last time I went up it, I got the progress up there, but I was literally like, that thing was sideways. Had it been touching both ditches, and I just kept it in, and she still went.
So I was cleaning out the S10, and I found something very high class and white trash.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Pocket watch ashtray?
Man,
that is great.
That is kind of
You need
awesome.
to like super glue that to the hood too.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any better.
No,
than
that's
that
just
right there.
a base cap novelty. Knock it on everyone's camper you meet up with.
That's actually kind
Get
of
it
awesome.
pinstriped
I
with
don't
high
even
class.
know where the hell I got it from.
Get that pinstripe with high class white trash on it.
Yeah, it all just folds up in there, and
Yeah.
That way you look like you know what time it is.
oh
but
yeah,
really
that's
you're just
right,
smoking.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be your symbol. Just get one of those painted on
Yeah.
every one of your gamblers. that'll be the symbol of high class white trash right there.
Is high class here? I don't see a locket yet. Go.
I mean, I've actually had so many people, like guys I work with, be like, "Dude, I seen another one of those gambler things," or "Hey, this guy came up to me, you know, someone with a Bronco said, hey, you know, man, you know, it's kind of crazy, like the community and like even people that aren't involved in it that are starting to kind of become a little more familiarized, or you know, they're seeing us out there more and more." And you know, as much as I would love it to be a huge thing, it is nice that it's small enough that we haven't had any real bad apples yet, and it's just been so good. And that's really one of the reasons why I love it, is the lack of
Idiots.
there's no fighting, there's no arguing,
Yeah.
you know, everyone's drinking, having a good time, and it's not
We want it to be a positive experience for us, the
Yeah.
community, everyone who hosts us, anyone who sponsors us or just stops along the way.
Yeah, actually, so I sold a motorcycle exhaust to a guy today, and he's looking at the Jeep in my driveway, and he's asking questions. He pulled up in like an old beat-up, rotted-out Wrangler, and I go, "Hey, you might be interested in this." So I go, you know, "Hey, right there on the window on Facebook." "Oh yeah, man, I'll go check it out. I'll go check it out." He goes, "That sounds like so much fun." He's got a couple, 9 or 10-ish age kids. I go, "That's absolutely fine. Bring them along, you know," and it's just it's a good time. And
Yeah. I mean, just about anyone who, if I even bring up the Gambler 500, I don't have a vehicle that's got it all over it that I drive daily, but anyone I talk to is like, "Oh, I know someone who'd be cool, or that'd be cool."
Yep.
When to get my taxes on taxes, I said, "Oh, my son would
yeah.
find that cool,"
The lady at my hardware store, because when the white Jeep, I came up to the register with all these mailbox letters, you know, where I put high class white trash across the window, and she's
Did she spell it out, or did you
Well,
mix them up so she
no,
didn't know?
well, they were kind of in order. So, but she goes, "You must have a hell of a mailbox." And I go, "No, this is what I'm doing," and yada yada. And she goes, she's an older lady too. Man, that sounds like a lot of fun, She goes, "Instead of sending a car to the junkyard, you go out and beat on it for a week." Absolutely. This old lady's like, I thought she was gonna hop in the Jeep with me.
She probably was hitting on you.
Not only do trash pickup on the trails, we do
Yeah.
automobile recycling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I probably forget to mention that more than I should.
Yeah.
We go out and pick up trash and stuff, but
Go green, go gambling.
yep. But man, you know what though? In a way, it's kind of cool because if you look at some of these other gamblers, like where they're filling a dumpster, like heaping, I'm out there looking for trash, and we can't half a garbage bag or something. We're pretty. We're pretty
Our area
lucky.
actually is pretty well clean, but we do pick up what we find. I
Yeah.
go out scouting. I usually come back with, at least like a Walmart bag worth of stuff that I pick up as I'm going. And I find spots where there's more than I can deal with that I'll put as a point just because you guys will be there.
Yep.
You'll pick up the trash.
We picked up a broken TV one time. I remember that.
And doing side skirts too.
Yeah. Pick us up from ourselves. Too.
There was a lot of crime.
I believe that's always bonus points. If you pick up a piece that falls off on a gambler, it's bonus points.
I picked up several. I came back with a full exhaust system. I didn't actually take the exhaust system off the roof of the white Jeep until the fall gambler. It was still strapped up there. I was driving around, hanging off. I grabbed some hubcaps I found.
Still, one of my favorite stories was fall 17 gambler down by Kevin's. Amber Alert loses its muffler. Gets run over by Bumblebee Tuna. And then we go back and pick it up. And after that, that van was getting smoked out the rest of that gambler.
Well, Jeep Lope, when he found what, a muffler or a cat, it was still hot when he found it. you know it's fresh.
Yep.
Well, you're on the right trail.
Instead of breadcrumbs, it's pieces of somebody's vehicle.
Yeah, just follow the rust.
And pick it up as you go.
Yeah, the old lady's been on me about the whole, she wants to travel around and see some things and yada yada. And I go, which direction? I want to go to Maine. Good, there's a Maine gambler. So we'll go do that. I mean, you don't see much better countryside than on a gambler run,
Yeah.
So we'll go see
the
that.
best sites are
Maybe
I've
get
seen is
attacked by a moose or
gamblers.
something. I don't know.
Just
But
for the experience.
is there points for that? If you come back with moose damage, you win.
There was one time bonus points for finding a moose.
Yeah.
Or seeing
Selfie with a moose.
Dude, every single time we drive down south of Auburn, there's those people in their farm field have the big cutout of a moose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my! God damn it again!
Over on 14
It's like, it's like the giant crows in Thousand
Every
Islands.
time I go
We're
by.
very vague with what kind of moose, so you find a cutout, a picture, or whatever. I mean, there's
A stuffed
plenty of
animal.
stuff around.
Yeah.
Dodge
works,
with his toenails out.
There you go.
Well, the funniest part was in the spring. It said, you get points for finding roadkill.
That got out of hand.
Yeah,
real
It
quick.
did.
It didn't say display it on the front of your car.
No,
It
just
said,
say,
there was
just
a
take
few
a
of them
picture.
on there.
Well, here's the thing: if you take it, no one else can get points for it. So I mean,
Well, the problem is one guy ended up having I think it was a woodcock in his pie he came back with. And then the BMW managed to decapitate some bird that died.
Yeah.
Yeah. A hawk. They
Yeah.
put it on the beer cleaner. Yeah, it was hilarious.
we had an entire deer's leg dragging off
Yep,
that trailer
yep.
hitch.
Yeah.
It got much smaller by the time I made it back to Syracuse.
I found a frog squished in the road, so I used that. But
The porcupine was pretty sweet
I didn't see
on that Blazer. That guy, who the hell was that? Who had the brown Blazer? I think it was two-wheel drive. Well, on
don't
one of
catch
the
his
death
name.
tracks, we made it through. They were coming the wrong direction, and he goes, "I'm gonna need some speed for this." And it was the one road that it was like nothing but rocks, just rocks everywhere, it's mud and rocks. And he just puts it to the floor, and I go, "Oh God, no!" he comes off the top of a ledge, and just fucking flies out and just right on a pile of rocks. Flattens everything. And it's just revving and nothing's happening. And I'm like, that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. porcupine flopping off the side of it. I mean,
I like the Jupilope that had most of the deer
Yeah.
set up there. It was
Well,
all the rib cage,
I
most of some of the head. I think
that's really what
Yeah.
started it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
As soon as we seen it, I go, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So now we're over in all the ditches, and my brother goes, "Oh, I found one." And we get down, it's in the water. It's Jello. He pokes it with a knife, and he goes, "What?" And I go, "We are not taking that." And that's actually how we found the leg. It was the only thing like not in the water. Still, he didn't even have to cut it off. He just yanked it, and like from the shoulder back, just came off. And I'm like,
That's
"Okay, we'll zip tie that on the rear." Well, if I took it back to work and parked it. And apparently, some wild animal came through because there was nothing but bone left. Apparently, the zip ties worked, but apparently there was some wild animal gnawing on
Surprised
the
I
back
pulled
of
the
the
trailer
Jeep.
hitch off.
Yeah.
I definitely need to come up with some new bonus points for spring. Some good ones. I know I've already got.
I was
I'm
disappointed.
doing 5 points for best theme, and I got no Dixie Cups. They're the guys who did Dixie Cup, Tyler Rhinus. They're throwing out a challenge for that, and then do you want to do that the piggyback theme? Which his example was they did Dixie Cup, someone knows the Red Solo Cup.
So that's an extra. That's an
extra
easy
5.
one.
That's an extra 5 points.
I already have the
So
Milwaukee Mobile. I
No,
just
you
peel
need
the
to-
stickers back up.
yeah. So you do a piggyback theme, you get 10 points right there.
Hey,
bonus.
you do a DeWalt one.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna
There
say,
you go.
you do red with the white letter, and you do yellow with the black letter.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Milwaukee and
I mean, I
Milwaukee
was gonna
meet.
put hashtag Super Freak down the side of the car. So
You just gotta get the DeWalt font.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a perfect
It's
piggyback.
already points. Not a bad idea.
I think the mistake really happened is we drew up the design for the Gambler logo in cursive there,
It came out great. I like that.
which was fine on the screen this big, but when you blew it up 19 by 100, it
Yeah,
distorted.
Yeah,
Those letters got a little.
Yeah, so it looks it's jagged and electric-y, so
It works.
When I was looking, I was like, these were either cut out by hand with a razor blade, or they distorted really bad.
Yeah, I need a theme for my Jeep actually. Still,
Well, it's mint colored, isn't it?
it's like a dark forest green kind of thing. Maybe we could do Forest Ranger or something.
There you go.
Oh,
Brickleberry State
they are
Park.
gonna
Yeah.
There you
ship.
go.
They are apparently gonna ship the $15 roof rack.
there you go.
Nice.
I today
From China.
from China a roof rack, 64 inches long, from China for $15, free shipping. And I used a $5 coupon.
You're gonna have to send me the link to this because
Yeah,
I
it's sold
It's
out.
already gone. Yeah.
It's- it
I was
literally-
already trying to get on it.
Hundreds of units. Like I don't know if they messed up or
They
what.
probably messed up and then dropped it as soon as they realized.
Or it's like 64 millimeter and it's for a model. Either way,
Still a
it has to
good
end up on
story.
the Jeep.
You know what? I wouldn't even be mad. Like that's okay.
You could put it up there with like a tiny little shovel
Put it-
on it. And
well, then what you gotta do is you gotta get a model of your Jeep, paint a say and put that on top of it, and bring that along with it.
You know what? I don't know if any of you guys have this issue, but several weeks ago we had the discussion at home of all you ever care about is that stupid gambler. And I'm like,
I just get race car.
I'm actually, that's like, I'm prideful now. Of like, we actually had that conversation. That's good. That's good. That's real good.
I haven't had that one yet, but
I haven't had that yet, and yet I'm spending so much time doing it.
but last year I think I put like 350 hours into a few demo cars. So all you ever do is go over there. I have to. I don't want to get my shit pushed in first hit.
Yeah.
At the same time, I wanted to get as much done as I could before I had my daughter, because now I'm constantly on baby patrol.
Yeah.
And she's starting to become mobile. That's terrifying.
I got a 2 and 5-year-old, and I really tried to make it a point. Like when I'm like, I don't want to be like one of those people who are like, oh, we have kids, so like, life's over. So I've really been trying hard to like, we're gonna keep up my nonsense in a slightly more responsible way, you know. Like, so the Gambler fits in, 'cause it's like, I'm not gonna go broke doing it, and I still need a vehicle. I daily it, so it's not like it's just sitting there. And so far, I've kind of been making money on everything. So it's like, she can't bitch too much, but.
I'm still over here like forever alone.
But with a 7.3,
No kids,
you're gonna
thank
be
God.
alone. You got to get a Cummins. That's the problem.
That's right. Then you have all kinds of
I've
nice,
already been ruined by that one.
nice
What?
12 valves, all you need. Fuck that
Maybe
7.3.
maybe a 12 valve, but I don't like the newer shit.
Me
I've already
neither.
been ruined by those twice.
It's like that meme, Power Stroke, tow truck. Seems like the rate you're going with that.
Well, him with the diesel, he's got to make a diesel mini bike too.
Go to Trout's. They got that industrial generator with the Ford diesel in it. There you go. There's your mini bike motor.
Do they make diesel pressure washers like smaller ones? Because then I really have an idea. Then in that case,
Yes, they do.
because you can put a power washer motor on the back of a mobility scooter.
Oh boy.
That's how we almost killed my buddy.
Yeah,
Well, they do have
It's
small.
that close to his head, the power washer motor, when he went ass over tea kettle like this in the grass.
Well, they do have like small diesel generators and shit.
Yeah, there you
so.
go.
Yeah. You can find plenty of small
We'll
diesels.
find a way to put a diesel on a golf cart. There we go.
Government auction. There you go.
Golfdeals.com.
Yeah.
Everything's diesel.
Mail truck, that's another thing I want to
Oh.
do.
Ooh,
Yeah,
postal
that's
truck,
right.
that'd be cool, yeah. But it has to be right-hand drive.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
I saw one on the street. I got stuck behind it, driving behind it. Here with a
Oh, the-
right-hand drive
The
mail
box,
truck.
yeah. The
Those
best
are,
part is Saturn made right-hand drive postal wagons too.
Yeah, that
but
was
I
last
just
week.
can't find one.
That was last week
Wranglers,
that I
too.
saw that.
Yeah, they did make a bunch of
Subaru
Wranglers.
did too.
Yes,
Subaru?
Subaru did also.
Because
Yeah.
one just got posted today for $2,500. The thing is whooped.
Yeah,
It's a
they all
right-hand
are
drive
because they're
Subaru.
used for mail duty. They're hammered. Same way with Saturns.
But the old mail trucks, that's just a first gen S10 with a shortened frame.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're
And
that's
then
it's
aluminum
cool
box stuck
aluminum
on.
body.
Yep. Yeah.
I want some of those bumpers. Just so I can bounce off of random shit.
next time I scrap some UPS trucks, I'll try to grab a rear spring bumper. Essentially, the whole bracket is a big like leaf
Just grab the whole.
Grab
damn-
the whole
just
truck.
Grab the whole UPS truck. Everybody loves a straight six and a
that-
4-speed.
I mean, you could damn put a gambler in the back of it. They're so
No,
big.
half of them are. They're all junk now.
Oh, I
It
thought they were
went
all
to-
straight 6 powered.
No, not anymore. They used to
Oh,
be
okay.
12 valve Cummins, then they went to the 6.0s LS,
Really?
and then the
Wow.
other half of them are
I
Ford.
didn't know that.
I mean, when you watch the
Oh, no,
UPS
they have
drivers
some.
take off, though, there's no in between. It's
No,
either
yeah,
they're
it's on or
idling or
off.
they're to the floor.
Yeah, it's on or off.
It's hilarious when you're sitting there and you just hear something screaming up the road. It's like, that sounds good. And then you look and it's the UPS truck doing 80 miles by. It's like,
The
all right then.
Or usually they're going
Isuzu
about 20.
Yeah,
NPRs,
say more,
Cameras
say more.
over
Say
it.
yeah.
the Isuzu NPRs have LSs in them too.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
did one. I was doing an in-service at Penske when I used to work there.
You gotta
and they-
find one with an Allison. As long as it's got an Allison in it.
Yeah, I was like, I opened up the cab and I'm like, oh, that's an LS.
Just really, really nutted. That's why they last forever, because they're just so detailed.
Yeah, they're cut
Yeah.
real hard. Yeah. Salvage yard I worked at had a couple of those, like in MPRs with. I can't remember if they were 5.3s or 6.0s or what they were.
I know the
Okay.
new ones have a 6.0 of them.
Yeah. Every now and then we get 1-ton express vans in, but they got like 4.3 V6s in them. They're fucking pathetic.
It's funny when you see that big of a van with a
Yeah.
little 4.3
Yep.
in it.
God, I didn't even think the 4.3 still was around.
Oh yeah.
No, they quit making it. I know that for a fact a couple years ago.
Yes, they eventually did. Yeah. They ran all the way up for a long time.
The 4.3?
Yep.
You can still get them in the new Silverados.
It's gotta be a different design than they GM quit building them.
Because when they switched over to the
3
newer
years ago.
style LS that takes 8 quarts of oil, they still have a 4.3.
Yeah, it might be a new design. It's not the old Vortec for
Well, now they're doing that little
Oh, yeah, it's
4-cylinder
probably
too.
4,300.
The Silverado.
It's true. Yeah, I heard they're coming out with a 4-cylinder one.
Like
yeah.
it's less fuel economy than the V8 or something like that. They said.
That was the greatest part about the 4.3 V6 anyways. It was like half the power and half the mileage. That was the point of it.
But
Yeah.
you can't kill it.
True. I have one and
The
a half ton
power-
Chevy pickup I drive every
the
day.
power
It's
of
not-
4-cylinder with a fuel economy of a V8.
Yep, that's really what it is too. You get one with 323s.
I know, my buddy's
and
killed
mixed
his
cab.
4.3
I knocked down like
times.
22 miles a gallon with that poor thing.
He's killed the spider injector on his.
Well, that goes on all of them. That's starting to go on the Blazer, and I'm not looking forward to doing it.
I think he even wiped a cam
Waste
or
of power.
bearing on his.
Kinda.
This was a '94.
Zach got to see the old 2000 Blazer we picked up for $100, $150 a couple weeks ago.
It's not horrible. Other than, his brother's holding the fender flare in his hand, from going through the car wash.
He went. He took it,
I was like, who brings that to the car
Here's
wash?
the greatest thing. He takes it to a car wash, He's trying to get the mouse piss smell out of this thing.
Because he's washing the outside will help that.
I don't know. So it actually rips off the fender flare. So he calls them bitches. They give him 5 premium washes. He's like, I just made the money back in car washes. I'll take my Subaru through, for the price we have in this vehicle. It's like,
That's impressive.
yeah.
It wasn't horrible. I mean, it was washed, so it was kind of shiny. But, it was actually pretty good looking for, minus, I could see the spring shackles through the, the bottom of the truck. But
So
if you want free washes, take your gambler
Yep,
to the car
that's
wash
right.
and then call and complain.
well, when he
Yeah,
called,
I'm gonna be the one
Knocked
that's
off
gonna
by
take
rust.
the wash because my cab doesn't seal.
well, when he called up, apparently the guy, wherever he was, actually rewinded the video to watch, make sure that it was the car wash that did it, and he goes, "Yeah, but your thing's all rotted out." And he goes, "Well, it was perfectly secure when I went through here." And he goes, "All right, how about 5 free washes?" Okay.
not even gonna argue with that.
Recovery item of the week.
That's
Oh,
me.
yeah, you got some, yeah.
So, I built these for Frozen Nuts, being that I was in co-piloting a one-wheel drive Volvo. So we figured, okay, in the
So
snow ice, we
why do
need
you
some
got
way to
two?
get traction. So we got traction pads.
Yeah, why do you got 2 of them? It's only 1-wheel drive.
Because we need to set in front of each other. The biggest thing we needed was either 2 longer ones or 4 of these, because they were just too short and it was real slow process. They worked great, but it was slow going. But this was built out of, I took a chainsaw to a couch full of wood, and a bunch of the random bottle caps I had laying around, so...
Did you drink all those, or?
Yeah, but that was over a few years. I just had them laying around. But yeah, it works great. Like, if you got snow, set them this way, get traction on them. If you're on ice, put the bottle caps down and just drive on the wood. They work great. Like
Almost
that.
could dump the bottle caps through like both sides, almost, really.
Yeah.
Might help you more.
Yeah, next ones I'll probably just get a 6x1 and put bottle caps on both sides.
Yeah, there you go.
Just throw some lag bolts through to connect to the ground.
Yeah, so you can leave the studs hanging out a little bit. Make
Yeah,
it long.
leave the stud so
That
it
too.
grips the ground.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Cheap.
My biggest
$0
question.
idea.
Hey,
Yeah.
how did this bottle cap make it?
Live.
Look at every single one around it is but this one right here.
Okay, the one next to it here did too. But funny story, this said half the bottle caps when the Volvo got stuck in my driveway. We literally drove the car all the way into my garage on these because it had bald tires at the time after we unloaded from the car. And then I decided, okay, they're all crushed now. Let's double up the bottle caps. And so then the rest of them got crushed at Frozen Nuts when we used it to get up the hill. And then we got sick of being so slow and just pushed it. We had about 10 guys to push.
Oh, I like that. It's a good idea.
Homemade one.